Rightio. Is it working? I don't know. If I click the right button, I'm not entirely sure I know what I'm doing. Ah, there we go. Looks promising. Evening all. How are we all? Bit better than me, hopefully. It's been a bit of a strange week or so. Elaine, Roger, good evening. Peter C, hello, hello. Peter, Stella, good evening. Kevin, hello there. Yeah. Right, I just thought I'd check in. If you'll keep texting me, wonder if I've disappeared off the face of the earth or something. No, I haven't. I'm still here. Just about. It's just been a bit of a strange week. So yes, I thought I'd food poisoned myself, and the consensus of opinion for people in the know seemed to think I might have been drugged, basically. Don't know how that happened. Apparently, it's quite a hoot for people to go around shoving pills in things, in shops, fruit and vegetables and things. And there was me having a couple of weeks slight break, actually trying to be healthy last week, beginning of last week, and some nice fruit and veg smoothies and things. I've got a load of that sort of stuff in, walloping them in the old blender, whizzing them up. So I suspect that's what it was. There was something in something. Very strange. Giant bunny rabbits and all sorts of things. Anyway, so yes, I thought I'd just say hello. I am still around. I shall be back to normal service hopefully by the end of the week. Yeah, I've been unusually busy on other more productive things. Like at 3 in the morning, suddenly wake up and just feel like, oh, well, yeah, I'll go and do some programming. So that's been quite good. Very strange. I've also lost a stone in weight this week, which has been brilliant. So yeah, every cloud and silver lining and all that. Anyway, yes, so I've been working on, well, on what few hours I have been working, but on new website stuff. There's kind of nothing to show you at the moment, because all I've been building is all the behind the scenes stuff. Is pages of boring code, really, which looks sort of, something like that. Hundreds and hundreds of lines of it. It's really not very exciting. But hopefully I reckon by Sunday, probably not by Friday night, but by Sunday night, certainly I will be able to give you a few sneaky previews. I mean, in a way, it's not going to look much different. What will be different will be the way you can get information into it much, much quicker than I've been able to, and link things up in lots of different ways. So that's going to be, and then run lots of different statistics. Can't even say the word. Statistics on it all. I even forgot my Mickey Mouse mug tonight. I've got a Homer Simpson one, so that tells you a lot, doesn't it? But yeah, there's a lot of linking stuff across, so we can now link in. I always wanted to do like, so you go to Wondermatics, and then you'd have facts about wonders, and then you'd be able to, click on Judah Glover's name or whatever, then read a bit about him, and then maybe read where the factory was, and everything would link through, because you could just kind of follow a story through. And this was as far as I ever got with it, this kind of factoidsy thing. And then I think I got busy with a TV job, wasn't it? I was trying to get people to send little bits of information at the time when I did this. But really, from behind the scenes, the way the whole Colcon website was programmed, how I built it in the first place, it got to a point where I just couldn't develop it any further to what I want to do with it. So it was getting too difficult. Well, it looks nice and neat and tidy on the front end. At the back end of it is a mess, really. So it's literally started again. Nothing's carried over from the old one to the new one that's now being built. It'll have the same ideas, but there'll be lots of new ideas as well. So all these things we sort of started off with, adding to your virtual collections and whatnot, so you can go somewhere. I can't remember how to do it. List button is that one, isn't it? You can build up your own virtual collections and things, but you can't, that was kind of all I could do, really. On the new one, eventually, you'll be able to put your own lists in and stick things in you'd perhaps like to buy and or like to collect, or you've got in the shed, or keep track of things, whatever you want, really. Very, very versatile. And yeah, so things will click through and do all sorts of stuff. We'll be able to add lots more video clips, inline, news stories, search for historic stuff, and all sorts. I'm building some interesting tools so I can take things eventually. Take a few months, bear with me, but so eventually stuff like, old copies of coin slot or magazines or whatever, I have to whack them on the scanner. And the computer will literally read an article and summarize it and see if there's anything in it that we didn't know already. Instead of me sitting here at 8, as interesting as it is, reading through it, and because I've got lots of stuff like this, thinking, oh, so there's an interesting little fact there about, Mr. Bryan's or something. The system will do it itself. Clever, isn't it? I can get it to work, but I think I can. I've kind of crossed over the Rubicon, as it were, into what's now capable these days. We like optical scanning and things, and yeah, so kind of building all that lot together. First one I'm going to do is a spin-off of the circus stuff, and there's a reason for that is because it's so rich in detail. Essentially, I've never kind of explored it much on here, but if you think of like circus posters, we'll bring up any circus poster, bring up them where we are, loads of information on there. Now, to actually sit there and type all that in and work out who is Austin Brothers and where they're there and what date is it and all this sort of thing. You don't know what year this is. Well, you actually do on that one because it says at the top. But often, posters, you'll get something like this, if I can line it up properly on the screen, where it was Friday the 26th of December, but you don't know what year it was, but it'll work it out. All that kind of thing. But yeah, so the new system will actually read that poster. We'll be able to say on this date in this circus there were this acts, pull the information out, shove it all in the database, so that eventually, as we go through building it up over time, if you want to know where Brian Austin's African lions were, once you've got enough information, once you've scanned enough circus posters, you could kind of almost trace it on a map where the circus went around the country. All that sort of stuff. So what I'm doing with this one, I've got somebody interested in looking after the site, and also just because there's so much information in it, and I've got so much. I've got, I don't know, 20 years of King Pole or something, so much information in there. So there's a big rich thing to kind of build the data model up. And then we can do the same with slot machines. Will be the next obvious one will be done. The main reason I'm not doing slot machines first is because I want to keep obviously the Coldcon site running until I'm ready to make a switch over on one weekend or something. But then we can go through, all the stuff that we have, the information we have got, as I say, like in old coin slots, when you actually sit and read a newspaper like that from what's this, 1966. Every article there's some really interesting stuff in. And as we always say, it's the recent history of some of this stuff that is actually not much written about. Weirdly, 60s, 70s, hardly anything. Because no books have been written on it. We've got the slot machine books are kind of pre-war pretty much stuff. There just isn't much advertising literature anyway, because there wasn't, because it was a very small market. And as we know, if you find a Brian's leaflet or something, it's like gold dust, isn't it? It makes a lot of money because it's so rare. So there's not much information. So what little bits there are to build a system that can pull those bits of information together is going to be very powerful. You're kind of rebuilding history, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, because half the time I'm seeing giant bunny rabbits. But anyway, that's the idea. Evening Gallen, sorry, missing people there. Eden Brian, David as well. Hello, hello, hello. Peter C reminds me of the time I was high on morphine. Oh, morphine's great, isn't it? I had it when I nearly cut my hand off. I was on it for a while. Mainly where they found a surgeon who was clever enough to put my hand back together again, which took 2 days. Anyway, it was when the surgeons, when the morphine had worn off and off at one point, and the surgeon was saying, do you use your hands a lot for work, Mr. Hunt? That sounds a bit worrying, doesn't it? So, you know, can you just make do with half a hand? Well, I'd rather have all the bits back if you can put it all back together again. But he did. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. Still hurts a bit, but it works with all the bits. So, yeah. But yeah, I have this weird dream. The two really vivid bits. One is, I was telling somebody earlier today, it sounds so stupid, isn't it? It was like I was wandering through this kind of countryside landscape. Giant bunny rabbits, about 10 foot tall. And they look, I can kind of see a picture in my mind now. They're like a soft toy bunny rabbit with their ears sticking right up, but a real bunny rabbit. 2 or 3 of those, and then these herds of pink giraffes. They're like about a foot tall. And then over there's some Frisian cows, which are usually black and white, except they're like varsity blues. You know, Cambridge blue, Oxford blue. I won't go into the orange ducks, but anyway. The other one was this very strange thing I've figured out where that's come from now, which is quite interesting. That was from Southend 2 weeks ago, was it? I was in Southend. And it's one of these weird hallucination things. I was trapped in an antique shop, right? Bear with me on this one. It's very weird. Trapped in an antique shop with like Georgian pane windows, you know, the small glass windows with all the bars, you know what a Georgian window looks like. And for some reason, I'm trying to smash my way out of it with a brass poker. Not so weird so far, right? They said everything in this shop is kind of zigzag wonky. Perfect, but zigzag wonky. So tables are like that, and the vase will be on it is like that, and there's candlesticks with candles in that are wonky. But everything's level, which doesn't make any sense, I know. For some strange reason, I'm trying, but of course, my brass poker that I've got for some reason, trying to smash my way out the window is also wonky. The window panes are wonky, and I can't get the brass poker to line up with the wonkiness of the glass panes to actually smash in the glass. How strange is that? Where the hell did that come from? And then I was talking to somebody earlier on, there's an ex-policeman who says, like, you've been drugged, you've had LSD or something. That's typical signs. It's, I thought, oh, maybe it was from the wonky house in Southend in the amusement park. Where that one come from? But as for the giant bunny rabbits, and the foot-high pink giraffes, and the blue Frisian cows, who knows? Anyway, it's been strange. So I haven't entirely lost the plot. The plot is coming back to me, honest. So yes, what I was going to say, parcels, apology, I've not been in a fit state to get out of bed or anything else. I'm sort of on the case. So tomorrow, there's a few odd parcels left to go out. It's literally been a case. I was going to do them today and try and get up the thing, and I thought I'm going to end up sticking the wrong label on the wrong parcel or something, and someone's going to get the wrong bits. So that's just not sensible for the sake of another day. So apologies, and if I haven't replied to your email or whatever, that's why I'm doing this really, so I could kind of reply to everybody at once. I'll do those in the morning, and then hopefully can get a bit of fresh air. Yeah, so there we are. So that's my story for the past week or so. Very strange. Some people would pay good money for that stuff. Sort of very strange people. Try to discharge myself while high. Excellent. Yeah, I've never ever done drugs. It's just not my thing. I don't get drunk either. That's not my thing either, because I just feel horrible. But yeah, that's what it does to you. I don't think I want to. None of them scary. Trying to smash your way out of a wonky antique shop with a wonky brass poker, that was weird. Oh, and I was wonky as well. That's the other thing I'd say. When I caught myself in the mirror, I got like zigzag arms. Strange. Yeah. So I saw a reflection of myself in the zigzag mirror in the antique shop, and I was all zigzaggy. Make of that what you will. Strange, isn't it? And that one and all the odd scale animals. The funny thing with that was that I was kind of walking through this landscape, and then I could see myself walking through the landscape, right? So I'm like double personed. And then in this weird state, I'm consciously wondering to myself why I can't quite figure out what's wrong with these animals. It doesn't like, they're all so weird, but I can't quite figure out. I know they're weird, but I can't work out why they're weird. So I can't work out why that bunny rabbit's 10 foot tall and all those little giraffes are only 1 foot tall and pink. And why there's blue cows and orange ducks. Oh, and giant daisies. Which, interestingly, didn't have smiley faces on them. They think they would, wouldn't you? Anyway, there you go. Gary, sorry you're late and missed the giraffes. You can watch it back in a bit. Yes, I should probably delete this video, so I should watch it quickly, because I'm sure it's a right load of rambling rubbish. So it will either end up hilarious, or if I dare watch it back, I might think, oh dear, I better delete that immediately. So when the video finishes, if you want to watch it, I suggest you do so, because I will probably cringe like hell and get rid of it. Anyway, there we are. Very scary at the minute. Brian says, what's happening in this country? Well, yeah. It is a bit odd, isn't it? Go and make yourself a nice healthy smoothies. You just completely escape it then. You can be off with the miniature giraffes and the big bunny rabbits and not give a damn, really. Maybe that's why people do it. I suppose it is, in a way. Don't know. I never could figure it out. There we are. Anyway, I was talking about something interesting, wasn't I? Yes, new website stuff. That was it. Where did I get to with that? Yeah, so as I've been wanting to do for, oh gosh, some years now, is build stuff in like analytical stuff, so we can do, what have we got? Lots of prices of Brian's forks. There we go. So where we've got, price data over a number of years there, can graph it out. Now that's not too complicated as it is, but what starts to get complicated is when you're trying to allow for inflation over time, because something that was, £500 20 years ago isn't £500 today, is it? Then you have to bring in inflation things and price indexing and all sorts of complicated maths to actually make a realistic graph, so you can track the actual, the hammer prices, but they don't really mean much after a few years. They're quite fun, aren't they? It's like when we look at again and we can do, start extracting old adverts, because they're quite interesting. When you read these adverts sometimes, don't we? And it's things like Jennings Governors £5 each. Oh, brilliant! But how much was £5 or whatever in whatever? Let's pick a few here. What have we got? Original Mills high top cabinets, reconditioned, re-sprayed, £25 each from Morris Sheffress. Well, there you go. You'd buy those, wouldn't you? 2 Samson's 5-slot penny play westerns, £50 each, whatever they are. A 4-player threepenny bit play Derby Racer, £15. Giant Electro Fruit multiplayer, £25. Film Star Flasher multiplayer. 2 Hortons hand grabbers, both 4 players, £25 each. Well, yes, please. I have got 2 in the shed, but I'd buy 2 more, £25 each. But of course, £25 in 1966 was a bit more than it is now. So it'd be interesting to actually easily see what those prices are. How they compare to today, wasn't it? And obviously at this sort of age, you've got adverts for machines when they were brand new. Sega Bells here, look, £210, and so on. So I think it's going to be really interesting. It's really the power it will kind of open up. So once it's all built, I shall be chasing you all down if any of you have got any bits of information like that. That'd be a great time to, try and get a scan of it or something. But hopefully these things I'm building, as I say, you'll be able to, in theory, as long as you get high enough resolution, but like take a snap with your iPhone and send it to me. The machine will read it in and go, oh, there's something interesting in here we didn't know about Mills high tops or something. Clever, isn't it? That's my plan. That's what I've been working on. And I have been working on that, not just imagining I've been working on it, because I've checked. It got that bad. I thought, have I actually been doing any programming? And turn the computer on, and yes, there's loads of it there. To the point is there's I don't know how I've done it. There you go. Maybe I should have some more laced vegetables, whatever the hell it was. On that note, I think I should go and finish my cup of tea and go and get something to eat. Probably have an early night. It's probably a good point, isn't it? So I shall tune in again. I will try and do something Friday evening. And as I say, with a bit of luck, we will have a little bit of a play with new website Sunday. I've also got another, I think it was 1969, I think, coin slot. We haven't seen before, something like that sort of date. So I'll try and get that scanned in for the weekend as well. And see what interesting adverts we can find out of that. And yeah, keep on keeping on. So thank you for the few of you who sort of sent me texts and things when you got the email a bit earlier on to say, have you completely lost the plot? No more than usual, really, I don't think. I think I'll be back to my usual state of not the plottedness tomorrow, I reckon. So yeah, there we are. Right, that's it on that note, I think, before I say anything even more embarrassing. So thank you for your concern, those of you who are concerned. And we'll catch up on Friday. Yeah. Might be a bit more coherent by then. Have a jolly evening, whatever you're up to, and avoid those giant bunny rabbits. Nighty night.